Welcome back, AP Macroeconomics students. Today we're going to talk about topic 2.3, unemployment. So how do we measure unemployment? Well, unemployment is a definition that workers that are actively looking for a job but aren't working. The unemployment rate is the percent of people in the labor force who want a job but are not working. So the equation for the unemployment rate is the number of unemployed over the number in labor force times 100 to give you a percentage. So, who qualifies in the labor force? You need to be 16. You have to have the ability and willingness to work, cannot be institutionalized like in a jail or a hospital. And if you're in the military or you're in school full time or you're retired, you do not count. So, what is the unemployment rate in the US? Well, it's varied by year. So, here's some questions about whether or not they qualify for the unemployment rate. You can go through those on your own. A couple practice questions. We have three types of unemployment. Okay, frictional unemployment, which is a temporary unemployment or being between jobs. These are individuals who are qualified workers who have skills. For example, high school or college graduate, and you start looking for a job. Individuals that were fired who are looking for a better job. Seasonal unemployment is a specific type of frictional unemployment, which is due to the time of year and the nature of the job. For instance, lifeguarding during the summer or increased sales during the holidays. The second type of unemployment is structural. Structural are changes in the labor force that make some skills obsolete. These are workers who do not have transferable skills, and these jobs won't come back. They need to learn new skills to get a job, like a VCR repairman or a milkman. A technological unemployment is a type of structural unemployment where automation and machinery replace workers. The third type of unemployment is cyclical unemployment. That's unemployment caused by recession. As demands for goods and services falls, demand for labor falls and workers are laid off. Sometimes this is called demand deficient unemployment. Some examples include restaurant workers after poor sales, steel workers during a recession. This happened particularly during the Great Depression. Next term is called the natural rate of unemployment. Many people assume that our goal is 0%, but it's not. The natural rate of unemployment is when frictional and structural employment are present at all times because some people will always be between jobs or replaced by technology. So the economy is doing great if there is only frictional and structural unemployment. So the NRU is the frictional plus the structural unemployment, the amount of unemployment that exists when the economy is healthy and growing. The real GDP created when there is no cyclical unemployment is called the full employment output. Generally, the US is between 4 and 6%. That's a healthy or okay place to be. But what's the difference between the NRU and the NAIRU, the natural rate of unemployment and the non-accelerating inflation rate of unemployment? Both represent the idea of full unemployment. The NRU focuses on output and not having too much, but the NAIRU focuses on inflation and not having too little unemployment. So, isn't low unemployment a good thing? Well, too little unemployment can cause prices to rise since consumers can spend more money. So, producers bid up the price of these resources. A low unemployment that doesn't cause higher prices is considered non accelerating. So, this is the relationship between the PPC and the unemployment rate. On the left, we have capital goods and consumer goods. Full employment is about 5% of unemployment, but the max capacity, or not possible, is 0%. The second graph on the right shows the business cycle, real GDP on the y-axis and time on the x-axis. 6% unemployment, 4% to 6%, and then super low. You'll notice point A is inside the graph. Too much unemployment, not reaching full capacity. The yellow point is on the PPC as well as on the business cycle. But the green point means there's too little unemployment, and therefore the business cycle is above the real GDP line. I'll go into talk about more of that when we talk about the business cycle. Do you think all countries have the same NRU? Well, the natural rate in France and Germany is around 8 10%. Why? Some economists think because of the benefits that European countries have. There are criticisms of the unemployment rate. They include discouraged workers, some people who are no longer looking for a job because they have given up. This is going to impact the unemployment rate. Labor force participation rate, that's the percent of population in the labor force. If people leave labor force, the unemployment rate falls. And underemployed workers, someone who wants more hours but can't get them, is still considered employed. Furthermore, the overall employment doesn't show disparity for minorities and teenagers. Multiple choice questions, some practice FRQs, and some movies.